Okay, so I tried doing this on the heater vent where I normally will mount my videos, but it is 80-something degrees today, and it was way too hot. I needed to have my air vents on. So I turned it on, and then it blew too loud into the microphone, and you couldn't hear a thing. So we're going to try it one more time. I'm going to do it through the defrost, see if that'll... If it's too loud, I'm sorry. I might have to re-record this. But anyways, today's thoughts. A little bit about journaling. A lot of the times, social media tends to get used as a journal, I think, for a lot of people. Their thoughts tend to just go, blah, or this is what's going on in my life, blah. There's something that's good about that. I think that it's good to be honest online. I think that it's good to share with people what's going on in your life, your victories. But I don't think that sharing on social media is a great form of therapy, and I'll tell you why. There's a couple of reasons. One is the trolls, okay? So when you are going through therapy or you're going through any type of counseling or anything like that, normally there's going to be a lot of questions asked, right? They're going to say, how did you get to that conclusion? Or why do you feel that way about that person? And I think that's a lot of what they go through school for. I mean, having talked to a few therapists, it's normally what I see with the method of madness there. I've worked with a few, and I've talked to a few. And I am by no means a trained therapist or counselor of any sort. I'm working on it. We'll see if it gets there. But they ask a lot of questions. They be curious. They're curious about it. And in a lot of ways, I think maybe you've heard that saying, right? In a lot of ways, you are your best therapist because you're going to be giving all the answers. All they're going to be doing is asking the right question. So, with that being said, journaling, it kind of helps with that. So, I've seen lately some very tragic things going on online where people are announcing to the world something that is of a very personal nature, and you're seeing this drama play out right in front of you. And then you've got a lot of people that are friendly and helpful and would be willing to give you the shirt off the back, but there's also a lot of people that just want to say something for the sake of saying something. Maybe it's to get a laugh, maybe it's to just have their two bits on whatever the situation is. And with that being said, I kind of feel like a lot of social media has taken the personal nature of working through your own problems away. And I don't know if it gives you as thorough of a solution. And I also kind of feel like there's some problems out there that people don't need to take a side on. There's a really good example. My wife and her family, they play things very close to the vest. If they have a drama, you may be able to know that there's a drama. You may be able to know who it was between. But boy, howdy, you are probably not going to know the natures of it. And they seem like fairly functional people to me. And it seems like they work through it. Now, there's a caveat there, too. There's a lot of times where I can see them work through things privately, but it doesn't ever really get resolved because they never reach out. This can be the case when it comes to temptation and sin. A lot of times it likes to work in darkness. And a lot of times a lot of problems, if they really are not being exposed, if there really is no one that you're working with, it can just fester and get worse. That's not what I'm talking about with this situation. I mean, but what I am talking about is something that maybe those day-to-day kind of problems that kind of grow up over time, right? If you write something in a journal, I find that you take time to really think about what you're putting on the page, even if it's just a little bit, right? Thought processes without documentation, from what I've experienced in my life, tend to go around in circles. So you say, oh, that guy, oh, he's such a jerk, you know, that, yeah, he doesn't even listen to me, and all these stuff, you know, and whatever it is, and then you just go back to it, right? And he's a jerk because this and this and this, and that makes him such a jerk. Where if you're writing, you tend to say the thought, and then it's out, right? Yeah, I already wrote that, I don't need to write it again. Sometimes it's great for venting. There's a lot of times you can gather your thoughts enough to the point where if you need to give an apology to someone, or you need to ask for an apology, you get to that, you get that all out and thought out, and so you don't go over there and you demand an apology and then just cause more drama. You maybe can think about it from their point of view, because to me it's a conversation, and I write, well, and there may have been a reason why he did this, and I think this might be the reason. At least the way that I write, I find that my thought processes are more drawn out. I think that I'd really like to hear what you all have to say in the comments about this, because I'm just kind of chewing on it myself. That's one of my goals for this year, is to become a better journaler, and to set a few goals for myself. One, which I won't go into the huge details of it. One, I'd like to be a better student. I've noticed that it's been a while for me since I've been really engaged as a student. I tend to get distracted a lot, and I would really like to improve that. I'd like to knock that that weekly report down off of Apple that tells me how long I've been on my phone all day. But anyways, like I said, I'd love to hear from some of you and see what you have to say about working through things. Mental health has been a bigger focus, which can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing, because I think we can misdiagnose or overdiagnose things sometimes, but also we can put a label on it, and like I said, we can bring things out into the light, and thereby we can start getting them fixed. But anyway, yeah, let me hear your thoughts. Yeah, peace out.